I'm only putting some side steps onto a Kia Grand Carnival today, and these are the mounts that come off one side. Some Grand Carnivals already have side steps, some don't. This one doesn't. I've been to the wreckers and I've got some side steps. The mounts that were on there is these three, and I had to use a grinder to cut the mounts off because the person who mounted them put the hex bolt nuts the wrong way around, the nuts and bolts the wrong way around, and you couldn't, they were rusted and you couldn't get a grip onto the 10mm nut the way it was, so I had to cut the angles off here. So I'm going to take some measurements because someone like me might be interested in putting side steps on and need mounts, because side steps you can get from a lot of different vehicles and they all bolt pretty much the same way on the side step part, but the mounts is what you need to know the measurements for if you need to make your own. So I thought I'd take some measurements, which is 208 or 280 rather. So that one's 430. And that one is 465. These here are exactly 6.5 inches, or 163mm. So that's all of them exactly. The bolt holes going from exactly here to the middle of that one, which would be about there. So 96mm, that'd be for all of them. And the very first one, about the middle there, so about 15mm in. It says 15.2, so 15mm in for a bolt there, and they're a little bit long. You can see the shape of them, so it can be adjusted like that when it goes on, just a little bit. This angled piece that comes up here, that's exactly, I'm going to the middle of that, so that's 7.5 inches or 190mm. The depth of this piece here is 120mm. It's the same for all of them, I think. No, this one here will be slightly different. 4mm, but say 65mm, 35. So it started from 10mm there, the length of it, to 35mm. This one up here is a little bit off center, so we're going to go 30mm, or say 31mm to 52mm, and this one here is 10mm to 15mm, 15 to 25mm, the width of that bolt there. From the bottom there, that's 56mm till 64mm. Hope I've got enough measurements there. The width of the angle wouldn't really matter, but it's just 30cm angle. Doesn't hurt to have too much. That's 5 inches. 6 inches. 3 3/4 inch or 95mm. They're not exactly the same. I thought they were, but they're not. I remember saying that they were a second ago. They're 5 inches. And basically 6 inches. Okay, so I've made the angles to replace these with. I'm going to smoothing this out, but before I do, I'm going to clean this area here, and I'm just going to mark it there, smooth that out, and I'm going to bolt my own angles onto that. Okay, so I've got the small mount on the back here, and they work in that sequence. The small mount at the back, the medium size in the middle, and the longest one at the front. Now the part I don't know is the amount of angle I need for this point here, because that's where I'm going to put the angle onto to go to there. So that's what I'm measuring right now. It needs to be I think 35mm would be okay. It's definitely 33mm, but 35mm wouldn't hurt. I'm going to see if I can keep it to 33mm though. What would have been nice if this was rather, instead of being another mount here, and it's okay strength, but if this came along back here and went up to that bolt up there, that'll make it a much stronger mount. Okay, so what I've done here is created more work for myself, but anyway, measured it out, and 33mm is that from the bottom to top to that line there is how deep I need it. I'm going to go this way. I also didn't notice the mounts were steel, so I can weld it. I thought they were alloy. Anyway, so that's going to pretty much go about there. I need to cut all the mounts I've already made, so I've got all these here that I've already made, that I need to cut them all the same length, and then I'm going to put this on there, square it up and weld it along the inside here. So I'm going to continue with getting all these mounts here done, and I'll show you when I'm finished. Okay, so there's the mounts there, all welded and done. I was originally just going to bolt angles on, but after finding it they were metal, not alloy, went with the weld. As life has it, tomorrow I'm busy, I'm gone all day, so I'm going to have to continue this on Wednesday and put the side steps on. So I just want to show you here, this is how it all goes in. And that's one mount done, but get yourself some high tensile bolts. I was using ones that come out of guards and things like that, and tighten it right up to the point where I was happy with it, just about to stand up, and the head popped off. And so it's not threaded in there, like I can punch that out easy enough, but I'm gonna have to go and get myself some stainless steel or high tensile nuts and bolts to go through here. I'll probably go with stainless, but I'll see. And just one other thing while I'm here, how I marked where I need to drill this hole is I've already had the hole drilled in the mount there, and you can see black on there. I used black paint sprayed from both angles to get a mark behind there of where I need to drill, and I drilled from the back to the front, and that's how it came out the other side there. So it's a good spot, that one. I can't guarantee they'll all end up like that, but that one worked out really well. Oh, there you go, she's installed, and I did it all without jacking the car up. I also didn't take this cover plate there off, so you can see the bolts on this side here. And you can see how they pull in there. That doesn't bother me at all. If I was to take this cover plate off, I would have had to have jacked it up, taken the back wheel off, undone all those screws at the back there and everything. There was just a lot of effort. It was enough effort getting this in as it is. Just show you again, like you got all these little screws here. I don't know if you can see that, but oh yeah, you can. So every about every 5 inches you've got another screw to undo all the way along the bottom, and then up the back there. And I don't think you have to do the front there, but I didn't go there, so it looks like it disconnects here though. So it's just that whole length that goes along to the back would have had to have come off if you didn't want to drill through the through the side panel there like I did. And drilling through that, I can tell you right now, get yourself a couple of sharp drill bits, because it's not an easy job with a used drill bit that still looks good. You're going to need a couple of new bits. It's pretty hard to drill through there. And you've got the mounts I've taken the measurements for before, but you can see how that's in there. Now that one there could have been there, or there's another hole a bit further back. I could have moved that mount further down. This mount up the front here, I'll put it where it is. But again, there's another hole there, one of 2 holes that you could choose from to put your mount in. I chose the furthest ones apart from each other to try and give the most balance. I didn't take note of that when I took them off the Kia at the scrapyard. So I just put them in the most logical spot I thought was better for them. So now I've got the other side to do, but I'm happy with that. It's nice and solid. They're not going nowhere. Okay, so I've just come across one slight problem, is that where this mount here bolts up to, there's the middle one at on the right hand side, and you got the fuel lines and everything that pass here. And when I put this in, it didn't square up to here. It was about that far away from where I need it to be, like over here. So I've had to take it out and slightly modified the bracket there, just drilled another hole, which what I did was I put it in here, and using the bolt hole from the original, I've just lined up there, marked it, took it out and drilled a hole through. So I'm about to mount this up and see how she looks. The year Kia I got these side steps off was actually a year after this one. This is a 2007. When I got it off was a 2008. I expected them to bolt on straight with no problems. With so much being same, I got a lot of parts. I got this spare tyre here that will not permit me to mount anything along here, and that tyre being in the way. I didn't have that when I was taking them off the other Kia. I didn't have that big problem. I don't have any options to have this middle bar here, and you can see where it is, mounting up to anywhere where I would have liked to line it up with the same side, same as the other side. So no big deal really, it's just they're a bit further apart on the one side, and there is no bolt hole for this side here. So I will have to jack the car up so I can get under here for drill. I'm going to put a self-tap it through there, not just a standard wood screw self-tap it, proper one. And I'll show you that when I've done it. Oh, watch your head. So far so good. It's just the one mount that I'm having troubles with. This will soon be done. That's the one mount I have troubles with, but no problems. I'll get the side step in first, bolt it all down, then I'll jack that side of the car up and get under there for drill, and put the screw through, and we should be done. And things aren't really working out for me, and I put the car on stands, on ramp. I put the car on ramps because it's much easier and quicker than putting a jack under the car. Now here's the go. Now this happens to us all. Drilled a hole through there first, everything was sweet. Then I went to put the screw in, the head of the screw snapped off seconds later, and filled that hole in, and I couldn't drill the hole back out. So I thought, you know what, so be it. I drilled a hole next to it and put a decent sized hole there to put the screw in. The screw's gone more than halfway in, and then the head snaps off. And you know, you're turning and you can feel it turning, you can see the thread turning and so forth, and then the head decides to turn off, and the pressure of the head turning off was the same pressure as the screw turning, and then voila, it's off, and that's stuck in there, and that's it. I'm leaving it. It's not going to come out, and its job is to stop this from sliding up and down, not moving backwards and forwards. The job of this one here is to stop it from moving backwards and forwards and going down. So that's going to do the job. Even though it's dodgy, it'll still work. So tips I could give you, get yourself, if you're doing this, save yourself effort by getting, well, I've got stainless steel nuts and bolts. Get yourself some high tensile self tappets if you have to, or stainless steel as well up here to prevent this type of stuff happening from soft metal. I'm like, other than this mess up here, the rest of the job was successful. The rest of the job is in nice, and that's pretty much it. I'm like, apart from this one last bit that decided to mess up at the end of the job, everything else went in really well. Everything's working great, and this is a family car, and it's mainly, the side steps are not meant to look pretty. They're meant to be able to help my mother be able to get in and out of the car, because she's a little bit old now and just finds it a little bit tricky to get in and out. But that's it. Thanks for watching. A bit of useful information there. All right, cheers.